Alright guys, so we're back with another project that I just acquired. This one is going to be a flip vehicle. I've been wanting to do a video on a flip process for a while now. I actually done one a while back, but I ended up losing a lot of the files on it, so I was not able to make that video in its entirety. So we've got another vehicle here. This is a great candidate to see how I go about flipping cars. It's something I've been doing since I was like, I think I done my first one when I was like 15 or 16. But anyway, it's a pretty good side hustle. You know, if you can find a good enough deal to buy one where you can make a profit on it. That's what I've been having trouble with the past few years, is just the way the market is and the economy is. It's been hard to find vehicles at a reasonable price that there is some actual room for profit to be made on. But I found one here recently. It took me a few months to acquire this. I actually bought it from an estate from a friend that had worked with me, so on and so forth. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the vehicle. We'll look it over, then kind of start talking about my initial thoughts on it and what I plan to do to it. As it sits right now, I've done nothing to it. I brought it home, parked it, haven't washed it, cleaned it, anything. Let's check it out. So the vehicle is a 03 Suburban 2500. This one does have the 8.1 engine, which is pretty cool. That is an option. It's a big block. It's two-wheel drive, so one owner. Purchased it brand new. It only has 68,000 miles on it. Just look, see how clean it is. It's dirty, but you can just see how clean and good condition it is. It must have been kept under a shelter for the majority of his life, up till like the last year or two, where it's been sitting outside, I think. But yeah, paint looks really good. Everything looks really good. The wheels look good. It's got just about every option except for four-wheel drive, which is fine. So that's our initial walk around. The side's in really good shape. Typical little wear on the seat, but everything is really good. Really nice. Original carpet doesn't look bad. The back is like perfect. I was moving some stuff in here the other day, that's why that folded down. I've got some of my personal belongings I stuck in here for storage in the back, but everything is in really good shape. Again, the carpet looks great. Deadliner, everything looks mint. It's got rear AC, automatic climate control. It's got the Bose audio, power and everything. All steering wheel controls. It's got a trailer set up on it. I think he only used this to pull a camper with, basically. But that's the inside. Let's go around to the other side. Okay, again, really clean there. Not a fan of this little trash can deal, but we'll do away with that and make that look nice. Cover that hole up. It has an 8.1. And everything looks all original. So let's talk about my plans with it. It's really clean. So I think exterior wise, the only thing, well, interior and exterior, just be cleaning it up. The exterior, the paint's in good shape. There's some staining and stuff on it. I think once we wash it, we'll be able to see more, but I think I might actually do just a quick polish on it, compound and polish on it. Some of the plastic can be polished up, the headlights can be polished, stuff like that. That's all pretty quick and cheap stuff to do because I already have all the materials to do that. Interior wise, same thing, just clean it up. Engine wise, mechanical, it runs great. It's got the belt squeaking, so we'll put a belt in there and check all the pulleys. If I've got a cheaper vehicle that I don't have, like, you know, say the last car was a Honda Civic I bought, I might have made like $1,500 on it. I'm not fixing everything on the car. I'm gonna fix a lot of stuff on it, but it's just not so much profit window that I want to make it perfect. This, I have so much profit window on this that I want to fix basically everything I can on it to just increase that even more. I purchased this vehicle for $5,000. I think from checking the market, I want to say that I think this is a $15,000 vehicle, and I think with everything I want to do, I'm gonna put a set of tires on it, clean it up. I'll have less than $1,000 in upgrades, repairs, and cleaning it up and stuff like that. So you know, with that being said, I want to fix everything on it to maximize my profit potential. So you make money when you buy, not when you sell. We bought it right, so we've already made money on it essentially. If you don't buy it right, it doesn't matter what you do to it. But we bought it right, and I could sell it right now without doing anything to it and make several $1,000s on it. Well, we're gonna go all out and try to get as much as we can out of this one. But that's the key, mine right. I like to buy stuff that I know how to work on. Chevrolet trucks, Japanese cars. You don't want to get into something you're not familiar with. You know, when I buy something like this or a Honda or something like that, if it does have any problems, well, I already know what to look for. And if it does have any problems, I already know what it's going to cost to fix it, how hard it's going to be to fix it, and how to fix it. So I can do everything myself. And I already have, when I'm looking at a car, I'm thinking, what can I get it for? How much am I going to be able to, how much do I have to put in it? What kind of return? Because it might not weigh out. You might end up having to put more into it than you can get out. But that's just a quick first things I'm looking at when I'm buying one. So let's go over this in a little more detail. First thing I notice, I do not like this. Definitely have to take this off. They drilled some holes for the wires, and this is rubbing this valance. I'm probably going to have to at the very least fill these holes in and repaint this valance. Or depending on how bad it is, I might replace it and repaint it, put a new one on. It needs fog lights, which is bad for this model. We'll pull this off real quick first, see how this looks, but definitely have to get fog lights and at the very least repaint this valance, upper bumper piece. We'll just polish these up. I think that'll do on these. Stuff like this, just really clean the paint up. Get some new tires, these are really old. Tail lights are kind of dull. Again, we can just polish this up. These plastics like this, they're dull. Quick compound to polish all this stuff up like new. Just clean this mess. Take all the bumper stickers off. All the stickers, all the stuff, the kind of personalizations need to come off. But yeah, that's it to start with. So I think right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this kind of push bar off the front and see if we can't get it cleaned up. That way we can just see the condition of the paint and see what we're working with. But let's, first things first, I want to get this piece off and see how the bumper looks. Okay, so now we got the first wash done on our vehicle. It's been a few days. The car's been sitting outside. It's got dusty and stuff again. So to start off, what we're going to do is we're going to be kind of doing a full polish on the whole vehicle. Even though the paint isn't bad, I just want to make it look even more presentable because it's a really nice vehicle and it's going to clean up really well. So the first thing I did, I just hit the hood. I'm just going to do the hood for demonstration purposes right now. I hit it with a just a quick detailer. Still got some residue on it, but you can see some things that didn't come out in the wash, like these black spots. Maybe we got them all over. It's just some kind of stuck on deposits, probably something from trees or something. So before we start polishing, we want to get the decontaminants off of the surface so that we're not just marring them down into the surface. So we're going to do that with some clay. We got a clay here. You can use, again, your quick detailer or whatever as a lubricant-free clay. I mean, sure you can use soap and water if you want to. I've got a actual clay lube here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and clay the whole hood. After I get that clayed, I'm gonna dry it. I'll probably work like a 2x2 section on the hood. I'll tape it off so you'll be able to see the before and after once we start polishing it. Wet a section. Rub it back and forth. Yeah, that's a rock chip too. back and forth. And then you'll be able to hear the grit, and then you'll feel the grit once it's kind of released from the surface. Time to time, work your clay, you know, flip it, knead it so you get a fresh piece. So you don't want to just be working all this contaminants around in the paint. I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the whole hood, and then we'll come back and start the polishing process. All right, so now we've got the whole hood clayed, and it feels nice and smooth. Got all the contaminants off. So next I'm gonna probably tape this out about a 2x2 section. Then we'll work it. Be able to see the before and after of the polish. Like I said, this paint is really shiny, but you know, it does have just like some water spots and just some small kind of imperfections on there, some wear. So I think we'll be able to see a big difference once we do this, so stay tuned. Okay, so we're using our DA polisher, microfiber pad, using our cutting compound. This is a specialty compound. It cuts pretty good, but it finishes out finer than a traditional compound. So that should really lessen up our polishing stage, which comes after this. You know, being that this paint is in such good shape, yeah, I don't want to go super aggressive on anything on it, because there's just no need. So I put a little bit of compound on there. I like to put a little bit of our clay lube or some detailer on there to kind of lubricate the pad. Run it about midway. Okay, and clean this off, kind of let you see before we go to the second step. Okay, so you can see, hopefully see on this side of the body line, you can see how kind of dirty and grainy it looks if you look in the reflection. And it just looks a lot more clear. Hopefully you can tell the difference. It's a big difference in person. Now here in the garage, and with this being a lighter color, you might not even be able to tell. You might not be able to tell the difference that the polish, our second step, is going to make over our first step. You know how it's going to refine it, because just due to the color and the light, and it might not even really show up that good. But if you really got it out in the sun in the right angle, you'd be able to tell. So we're doing a polish on a foam pad. Same thing, a little bit of detailer to lube it up. Should use a specific rag, you know, for each stage of compounding or polishing. That way you're not contaminating it. If you look right here's about where our tape line started. So if you see, it's clean, and you can see. Yeah, you can. I mean, I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera, but definitely see the amount of clarity difference. Same from this side, this body line to this side. See here, I'm kind of cloudy. And here I'm a lot clearer. So basically that's the gist of how I'm going to shine this paint up, restore it kind of. I'm going to do this, repeat this process on the entire vehicle. I'm not going to cover the doing the rest of the vehicle on this because it's really repetitive. All right, so we've got the majority of the Suburban cut and polished out. So let's check it out real quick. It's been in the garage past couple days, so it is dusty, but it's nice and smooth. We clayed the whole thing. We've done a quick round of our compound, a quick round of our polish. And like I said, the paint was in great shape already, so it just made it that much easier to get this thing shined up. You can just tell how nice it looks. So on this side there, on the edge of this door, it was a door right here. For some reason it was kind of doored out. And just a quick hit of that polished compound brought all that out. The handles were a little dull. I put a little bit of compound just on a microfiber rag and just worked it in by hand on all the handles. That pretty well took care of all that. So now we're gonna back it in, and I'm gonna do the tailgate. Just a few other things I gotta do first, and I'm gonna show you. So let me get it backed in, and then I'll update you on it. So in addition to polishing up the tailgate, I'm also gonna polish the tail lights. I'm gonna polish these plastic panels here. We're gonna do some depersonalization, like some of these stickers, these bumper stickers, this sticker. You know, I like Jesus and a Jesus fish, but it needs to go. So I'm gonna show you how to take badges off, same as this dealer badge. I'll show you how to take the stuff off and how to clean all that up without damaging the paint. So I take a razor blade scraper with a brand new razor. It's gonna work better, and you don't have to risk damaging the glass if you use a brand new one. I like to use some foam and glass cleaner. It kind of clings to it better. Just as some lube. So we'll do that. Let's take razor blade and just kind of put. Just be very easy on it. Not to put much on it. Now a sharp blade will cut it right off. Not much to it, just like that. Okay. Now I'll come back and I'll re-lube it up. I'll just come back and scrape off any of the adhesive that may be left over. Of course, there's other ways to do this, but this just seems to be the quickest and easiest method for me. Okay, so do that. We'll come back and wipe that clean. Oh, one little spot of adhesive right there. That's good. Cool. That's how you do it. Okay, so first I take some fishing line. I like to get the kind that's kind of twisted or braided because it just seems to hold up better. I'll get a piece that's a couple feet long. So what I do is I want to get behind it. And when I'm behind it, I'm going to pull outward. That way I'm pulling away from the paint. And as I'm pulling outward, I just kind of saw back and forth. And that's just going to cut the adhesive off. Again, just make sure you're pulling away from the paint because you don't want to saw into the paint. You can see how easy that was. Same with this down here. It shouldn't take much for this, like it's about to fall off anyway. I use this for like side moldings, anything that's stuck onto the paint really. That's that. you gotta get this adhesive off, and this stuff's been on here a while, so it's really hard. So first I'm gonna spray this down with some more of that glass cleaner, just to clean the dirt off of it the best I can. I use a lot of this glass cleaner for all kinds of different automotive related stuff. Pre-paint prep. When I'm cleaning, when I'm doing body work, stuff like that. And just also cleaning glass, you know. It's very versatile if you use it right. So now we got the dirt off, because we don't want to be rubbing that dirt into our paint. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to get a rubber eraser wheel, and I just do it. I just put it on a drill. I'll roll with it. I'm sure they make special adapters for this and all that jazz, but that's how I've always done it. I don't want to bind it next if I don't have to. So what we're going to do, we're just going to run it along that adhesive. And I mean, you don't want to be like super concentrated in one spot, but it is a rubber, so you can burn paint up with this, but it's hard to do. I do not use these on like plastic bumper covers and stuff like that, because you will burn right through the paint on those. Ask me how I know. But on metal, stuff like that, you're good. Now, if it's something that's been repainted, poor quality paint, then you might need to be careful, but anyway. Okay. So the next step after this is we'll come back. Got a little bit of stuff on there. Come back and hit that with our compound and polish. That will be good to go. Okay, same exact thing. This bumper sticker. We'll just hit it with the rubber wheel and see what happens. Now we're going to take lacquer thinner on a rag. It should get most of this adhesive off. Make sure you wear gloves, proper PPE for lacquer thinner. Any kind of chemicals for that matter. And there you have it. Says it'll be cleaned up, but that's it. That's how you do it. Okay, so we got our emblems off, and we got it compound and polished real quick. I think it looks really good. I think it looks really, really good. The bumpers come out good, and they just need to be cleaned. But yeah. So next thing we're gonna do is we'll polish up these. We'll just kind of fade it out. We'll polish these up real quick, as well as these plastic trims right here. Okay, so we just finished out this tail light. Couple rounds of compound, one round of polish. You just see how nice and glossy it is. Now let's go look at this one in comparison that we haven't done yet. Now we see how dull this one is. So yeah, massive improvement. This took about 10 minutes worth of work, and we're using all products and tools we already had, so it's kind of a no-brainer. The small kind of details like this and how we're going to polish up this trim, just things like that are really going to separate this vehicle from an average one of this age. I'm gonna show you how I restore these trims. Take a microfiber, I went ahead and put a little bit of compound in there. I just like to do this stuff by hand because it's small, and that way I don't have to worry about slinging this mess everywhere. And you know, there's details and stuff you're gonna have to get by hand anyway. Machine's not gonna get in there, but anyway, I just take some of that on a rag. I just work it in by hand. It does not take much. You can see just how far it goes on just a little bit of material. So let's flip over to a clean section and buff it off. It'll be clean real good, but so you can just see how big a difference that made. That probably took me 30 seconds to do. So I can do this whole panel in probably 5 minutes. It's gonna make it look brand new. Just a few minutes later, we have a nice black trim piece. And now that we got the rear of the vehicle squared away, we're gonna move on to the front. So I got my new fog lights in. We're gonna put those in. They're the finest Chinese quality. I also got my lights in, but of course the ones I ordered are not the ones that came in. So I already ordered another set, waiting on them to come in. Then we'll get those started on, then we'll kind of detail the grill. Another thing we've got to do is I'm going to start working on this valance. After I get my fog lights put, I'm going to work on this valance. We'll smooth out these sections and get these spots filled in, and then get them kind of smoothed out. At that point, we'll pull this off and I'll get some primer on the spots, get it prepped out, and we'll reshoot that valance. That took way longer than it should have. So I started on the driver's side when I put that one on, and it was just super flimsy, so I ended up having to take it back off and using the stock brackets and every hardware and stuff just with that aftermarket housing, and it's a lot better. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. But I just couldn't leave it the way it was. It's just way too floppy. But that's what you get when you buy aftermarket stuff. It's hit and miss. Anyway, so we got that done. So the next thing I'm going to do is we'll start just working these little spots here. Just gonna prep out the area around it, knock down this high spot around the edge, knock down these high spots where these holes are drilled. We'll fill this in with a little bit of fiberglass filler, and just get the area prepped out, and get that time to dry. Come back and block that down smooth. Probably put a little bit of regular body filler on it. We'll pull it back off, prep it out, prime that spot, then we'll get it painted. Basically, I just put some fiberglass into the hole, into the divots, just to build it up and give it something solid. So once this dries, I'll come back and I'll sand that down. We'll put a little bit of regular body fill on there, then we should be squared away. Then we'll prep it for primer with a 180 and maybe some 320 around those spots. We'll spot prime this center section, prep it back out, and we're ready to paint it. Okay, update, we got the valance off because I'm body working it and getting ready to paint. I did get the interior all cleaned up. Still got to clean the glass and everything. But Unsurprisingly, everything cleaned up really well. Very happy with it. I shampooed the carpet best I could. Sorry it's dark. Um, I got the OEM carpet, you know, mat's pretty clean, but the carpet came out really well. Mats, decent, but anyway. Same over there, looks pretty good. Interior looks really good. Third row looks like it's never even been sat in. The rear looks mint. Got that piece I just got to put in, but the rear looked good to begin with. I didn't really have to do anything to this, but just vacuum it. Yeah, really nice. Really pleased with that. Right, no lights on. Looks a lot better. Makes it look a lot cleaner. All right, so I am basically done with this vehicle. The only thing I've got left to do this week, I've got tires coming in, and hopefully by next week I will have this valance painted. Something to do it this weekend, but I think I got too much stuff going on. But anyway, get that done, and then we'll wrap it up, and then put this thing on the market and see what happens. So stay tuned. Okay, so at this point the vehicle is completely done as far as what I'm going to do to it. Let's update you real quick. So we got our new tires on. We went from a 245 to a 265. Just thought it looked a little better. Feel it the wheel well a little better. And other than that, we got our new bumper, upper bumper pad on. Well, not new, it's just a repaired one where we smoothed out those problem areas and we painted it. Turned out really good. Even the match is really good. Very nice finish on it. Very pleased, very pleased. So yeah, at this point I'm done with what I'm going to do to the vehicle. I went ahead and listed it online for well, first I'll say KBB on this is like maybe 10,000, but I'll tell you from experience that KBB is not, it's a good guideline of how to follow, and sometimes I'll use it as a bargaining tactic if I do buy something. But KBB is not, a lot of instances, it's not a good reflection of market value on a vehicle. I've got this one listed at 18,000, which I think is a premium, but I think this is a super nice vehicle. Now, if you're looking for one, you know, like a 2500 Suburban, it's going to be hard to find one this nice. But realistically, I'd love to get 18 out of it, but I think I'm really shooting for around 15 is what I want to try and get out of this. You know, you gotta stick a little high to have a little bargaining room with it and everything. But and even at 18, I've already had quite a bit of interest. Somebody come check it out a couple days ago, and they seemed really interested. So we'll see. But anyway, I really want to get 15 out of it. I think 15 is a good number on this. But at the end of the day, you know, even if I have to go down to 14.5, whatever, I'm still making profit. I've got maybe 6,000 at the most in this thing. So, you know, even if I sold it for 12, I'm doubling my money, but I still think there's more money left on the table. I think 15 is really going to be my magic number. There's been times where I know what I feel like a vehicle is worth. Sometimes I had to sit on vehicles for months in order to get that out of it. But there's also been situations where I felt like a vehicle was worth X amount of dollars, and I was getting reasonable offers that I should have took, in retrospect, But I said, well, I feel like it's worth this. I'm holding out. And then that never came around, and ended up having to sell it for even less than those original offers that I had got. So, you know, it's really a gamble, but I mean, you know, if I got somebody that's really interested, you know, then we might can work a deal out, you know, because sometimes, you know, what they say, one in the hand's worth two in the bush. So it's a lot of things to think about. But so I'm gonna give you a few of my just tips on when you're buying and selling, and some of these I might have already said in this video, but I'm gonna reiterate. You make money when you buy, not when you sell. If you don't buy the vehicle right, you're already starting out maybe negative. But you gotta buy one right, okay? When you are looking at one to buy, keep in your mind if it's got problems or anything, try to figure all that up, what it's gonna cost. Like worst case scenario, like let's say if I was looking at this and it has some engine noise, unless I'm dead certain I know what it is, I might just, you know, think worst case scenario, I might say, well, okay, I think I can fix that for $1,000, but I really don't know what I'm getting until I get into it. So I factor in my mind, well, what if I got to put an engine in it? Okay, 4,000. So you got to factor that in. So I might want to try and buy that vehicle to where, you know, worst case scenario, if I got to put an engine in it, I'm still going to come out. You don't want to go backwards like that. So, you know, it's things you got to keep in mind. Stick to what you know. I know GM trucks, I know Japanese cars. I generally don't buy any other things to sell because I can look at a GM truck, I can look at a Japanese car, I'll look at it, I can see exactly, I already almost definitely know what that car would bring for in the market. If it does have any issues, I pretty well know what those issues, what's going to take to fix them, and I know how much that's going to cost and time and all that. So there's not too many really gray area, you know, when I'm dealing with stuff that I'm really familiar with. If I bought something, you know, if I bought a Porsche to sell and it had some issues, I might get upside down really quick, not knowing how much parts cost, you know, time wise, what's going to cost to fix it and all that. I might get upside down. Something I think, well, that's a good deal, might be a reason it's a good deal. That's another thing. If the deal's too good to be true, a lot of times it is. Now there is some scenarios where you just get lucky. You know, it's happened a few times with me, but you know, if somebody's selling something really cheap, either they don't know what they got or there's a reason. You know, you might be getting a basket of worms, a basket case, a can of worms. I messed that up, but it might be a reason they're selling it that cheap. So think about that, and think about, you know, just kind of study and analyze who you're dealing with. A lot of times you can tell somebody's not being truthful with you as far as, you know, if something's got issues with it. So if you got any questions about this particular vehicle we done, or just buying and selling in general, tips or anything like that, you know, just hit me up and I'll try to answer the best I can. I'm not going to put we're not going to end this video yet. We're going to wait till it sells and see what we get out of it. Then we're going to end the video. So I'll get right back with you after we sell it. All right, guys. So we just sold the Suburban. Someone actually flew all the way from Missouri to here in North Carolina to get this thing, and they actually paid full asking price. Didn't even try and negotiate the vehicle, but we advertised it very well. Lots of pictures, very descriptive. We're very honest with the ad, so they knew exactly what they wanted. We had what they wanted: low mileage, good condition, rust-free vehicle, and had to have it. Came and got it, and paid full asking price. Didn't even try to haggle. It's great for us. So I listed it on Auto Trader, which ended up being where the vehicle was found at. It cost me about $45. I'm not advertising for Auto Trader, but it proved out to work out very well for me. It cost me about $45. It was on there for maybe about 3.5 weeks before someone bought it. And I also listed the vehicle on Facebook Marketplace, which is usually ends up selling things on there is usually just a pain and just a waste of time. But Auto Trader was very specific. People that were looking for this vehicle were very specific on what they wanted. Even the ones I talked to that didn't buy it were interested and knew what they wanted. So so it's a thought, you know, if you got something specific you want to sell, if you just got a run-of-the-mill car that I don't know, that you can find around the corner, it might not. I mean, not saying it wouldn't be, not saying it'd be a bad idea to put it on there, but in this situation, it worked out really good for us. So let's just reiterate the money. We paid $5,000 for the vehicle. We put at most $1,000 in there, and we sold the vehicle for $18,000. So that put us, you know, a total profit of $12,000. I was hoping to double our money, which you know, with 6 cents, you know, where I said worst case, I knew I can double our money at 12, you know, we'd make $6,000 profit. But I listed it for 18. I thought 15 would probably be a good price. I thought it was worth 18. I said worst case, I'll take 15, you know, but worst case scenario, even 12, which I knew I'd sell it like that, I'd still double my money. But we ended up tripling our money, which was great. Now this is, I won't say a rare thing, but you know, to have a vehicle with this much profit margin on it and, you know, do there's minor things to be done to it, and to be able to sell it, like I said, for this much profit isn't very common. You know, I've been flipping cars. I'm 33 now. I started when I was 15. Done my first flip, and this is profit margin wise, percentage wise. This is the biggest profit margins I've ever made on a flip, and it's interesting because right now is probably the worst economic time that I've encountered. You know, trying to flip vehicles. The deals just aren't out there like they used to be. I would turn cars pretty often, at least one every couple months, and now it's just very hard to to find those kind of deals out there. But they are out there. You just got to work a little harder. But sometimes, like this deal, just kind of fell in my lap, really, and just worked out very well for us. So yeah, I hope this helped you out. I hope you got a little insight on the process of kind of how I do as far as flipping vehicles, and things I think about when I'm doing it, and the end result, which ended up being worth it in this case. But if you got any questions, just ask me, and I'll do my best I can to get back to you and try to help you out and give you more insight if need be. And maybe we'll have some more of these videos in the future. And just hope you continue to follow us along. Subscribe. We've got some more videos coming up. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you watching. Thank you.